Allen works from the stretch now. First pitch is swung on, popped up. Shallow center field. Bustos retreating, being called off, but no, he will make the catch. His throw to the plate is well off the mark. And that is why you would rather have Cosby make the catch, because he's coming forward and has the momentum and has a better opportunity to throw to the plate than a retreating shortstop. Bustos has a good arm, but when you're backing up to make the catch, your momentum's carrying you away from the plate. Well, if I had told you prior to this ball game that Rodney Allen, the new member of the Brockton Rox, would take the mound and hold the Elmira Pioneers to one hit over the first 4 innings, you would probably say, that's a good thing. Well, that's exactly what he's done, but as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, he is losing this ball game 1-0 as he faces Norm Hutchins, who has made a couple of spectacular plays in center field. Allen retired the first 7 he faced in this ball game. Allen looks like he's going to be a good solid addition to this pitching staff, which seems like it's ready to go for the second half. Baker and Marcusano and Hill throwing the ball well. They've got a solid starting rotation now. I think the primary need now is for the Rox. He's another power hitter. This Elmira team is very similar to what it was the first time that the Rox played them. Neither Elmira or New Jersey had many changes at all from the first half. I mentioned the lack of changes in the New Jersey roster to Ed Notto. He said, what a concept. They went out and got good players right off the bat.
So we open up the second half of the season with a stretch of 17 consecutive games. I got up about 5:47 for a 7 a.m. bus to Elmira. That's how I roll. The bus did not leave at 7, however, as we were still waiting on one person. No, not Carlos Rosario. Manager Ed Notto. Where's Ed? We were all starting to get a little worried. Pitcher Mike Marcusano called someone who lived near Ed to check on his whereabouts. He was sleeping. Ed quietly apologized when he got on board the bus finally, but then had absolutely nothing to say on the bus or at lunch. Really odd. Never did learn the full story of what happened. After the game finally ended that night, we all probably wished that we'd missed the bus.
Time called by the home plate umpire, and I'm not sure why. And now the umpire has been pushed to the ground by a player on Elmira. This is very bizarre. Rod Smith came flying out of the dugout for the Pioneers and shoved the first base umpire, Tim McCaffrey, to the ground. Rod Smith made just a beeline out of the dugout. And I tell you what, when you do that, you are going to get tossed not only in a suspension, but you could wind up getting tossed out of the league for a move like that. I mean, he absolutely just barreled him over. Well, I think most people here are just in disbelief as to what just happened. Holy moly. No matter who wins this ball game tonight, both teams have received just superb pitching efforts. The 1-2 offering. Fly ball, center field. Cosby's got a long way to go back to the warning track, reaches up and makes the catch. Nice catch by Chris Cosby. We go to the 10th inning here at Elmira. It's the Rox 1 and the Pioneers 1. What a battle of wills between these two teams. Both teams have thrown 4 excellent pitchers out to the mound. They have all come up big. Another 1-2 pitch on the way from Brooks. Swing and a miss, and Brooks strikes out the side. 12 innings in the books. Larry Blucher still with you as we go to the bottom of the 13th inning, a 1-1 ball game. What a way to start off the second half of the season. Hopefully we'll run with this game before the end of the second half of the season. Add insult to injury, I had a bug land on the scorecard between innings, and it is now splattered all over innings number 10 and 11. That loads the bases with no outs and brings up Osmani Garcia, right-hander against right-hander. First pitch from Lynn. It's driven into center field. This should do it. lifts in front of Cosby. That's the ball game. RBI single for Garcia, and this one comes to an end. A fantastic pitching effort by 4 Brockton Rox pitchers goes to waste. 2-1 the final score.
After the marathon loss, I felt like I really needed a good night's sleep, which was easier for me in a hotel room than on the floor of my closet back at my apartment. I slept past breakfast, which was a rarity for me. I got up and remembered that there was a Subway restaurant attached to a convenience store about a mile from the hotel, so I jogged there, only to discover that it was closed for the weekend. 13th of July celebration, of course. What was I thinking? I couldn't find anything else, so it was Saturday, and at 1 o'clock I had to tape the Ed Noddle show, so I jogged back to the hotel, got cleaned up, and had to settle for lunch at the hotel restaurant, which was an act of pure desperation. I'd eaten there before. So I searched the menu for food least likely to be butchered, and I saw baked ziti. Great. I mean, how in the world would you possibly screw up baked ziti? They found a way. Overcooked noodles covered with a ketchup-based sauce with processed cheese melted on top. Pitcher Dwayne Rochford joined me at the table, and when he saw my reaction to the ziti, he said, "No way, mate." He ordered an open-faced sandwich. But nobody in the restaurant could tell him what kind of gravy was served on it. Not the waitress, not the waiter, not the manager, not even the cook. Dwayne ordered it anyway and lived to tell the tale. I called Ed as we were leaving the restaurant, and he'd forgotten the show. Again, this was not unusual. Every Saturday at 1 o'clock, it seemed I was searching for Ed. But once I was able to get him in place and the microphone was turned on, Ed Noddle was magic. I mean, I've done lots of managers and coaches shows, but none of them were as entertaining as Saturday Rox with Ed Noddle. Ed told great stories, was so knowledgeable about baseball, and encouraged tough questions from me and from the listeners, which he did not see in advance. There was one question submitted on our website that I saved to the end of a show. Luann from Brockton wants to know, Ed, how did you get so darn sexy? He cracked up laughing, his face turned colors. We wrapped up the show, and he left in great spirits. I really wish I still had those shows on tape. They were golden. So it was back to Dunn Field for a game that would make the previous night's 13-inning contest seem like a breeze.
I knew I should have put that clause in my contract where I got paid by the inning. Larry Blucher back with you at Dunn Field in Elmira, where to no one's surprise, the Rox and Pioneers are going to extra frames again. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Hall. He drives one up the middle. A one-hopper off the glove of the shortstop Hill into center field. Cosby will score. Coming to third base is Rosario. The throw is in time. They get Rosario, but the damage is done. The Rox have a 4-3 lead. And the 1-1 pitch. Fastball is bunted back to the mound. Gloved by Rochford, but he falls down and the run scores. Garcia jumping up and down with happiness at second base as again the Pioneers have come back to tie this thing 4-4. Rochford finds himself in dire straits. Runner at first base, the potential winning run. No outs. Down in the count 2-0. Third baseman Dalbert's in on the grass. The pitch with the runner going swing and a miss. Throw down to second base by Rosario is in time. Well, how big has Melvin Rosario come up in this game? He's thrown out a couple of base steals, has hit a home run, and Mel, all he has done is caught 27 innings in the last 2 days. And 1-1 pitch grounded sharply down to Dalbert at third. He comes up with it, throws to second, they get the force. Relay to first is in time. The 5-4-3 double play, and we are going to inning number 15. Nice play by Jake Dalbert. This is the longest game that I have ever broadcast. Larry Blucher back with you in the top of the 15th inning here in Elmira. Trying to figure out who is due up, because if you could see my scorecard, it's getting kind of ugly right now. And now the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, driven into center field. Going to be a play at the plate. Cosby comes up with the ball. Here comes the throw to the plate. Here comes Pike. The tag applied by Rosario, and he hangs on, nails him at the plate. Nice throw by Cosby. Great play by Rosario to stand tough at the plate and apply the tag. Pike tried to barrel him over, Rosario did not leave his feet and hung on to the ball. Caught an elbow up on the jaw, I think, but held on to the ball. He even gets a pat on the back from the next batter, Osmani Garcia. These teams, I think, developing a little respect for each other. Graham and Davis deliver back-to-back singles. However, there are 2 outs. But Jake Daubert coming to the plate. And he is 3 for 6. A single, a double, and a home run for Daubert. First pitch to Daubert, swung on, line drive, second base, and a leaping catch by Ron Bush. Bush, the second baseman, comes up huge again. He leapt way up into the air, an invisible stepladder, robbing Jake Daubert of a base hit that would have put the Rox ahead. Really, at this point, it really does become a battle of concentration. The ball's hit to me. I hope I make the throw because, we can't afford a mistake. And when you start thinking about it like that, that's when mistakes do happen. Switch hitter hits a ground ball to Jake Daubert. He dives at it, comes up with it, throw to first, gets past Hall. Hutchins racing for second base. Hall comes up with it, will not make a throw. Hutchins is standing at second base with 1 out. Goodrum comes set, checks the runners again. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on a bouncer past the mound. Bustos charges, short hops it, throws to second base. Davis can't handle it. That's going to be the ball game because coming home to score is Norm Hutchins, and the Rox are going to blow it on an error. Bustos started to charge the ball, got caught between hops. He did manage to glove it, but then rushed the throw to Davis, and Davis could not handle it. That is it. The Pioneers win it 5-4. Let's put this one to bed.
To the Rox' credit, they were able to get up just a few hours later to play a day game. Pitcher Joey Baker went the distance, allowing only 4 hits and 1 walk, and only 9 innings were needed for a 6-1 victory. The catcher, rarely used Mike Landry, had a single, 2 walks, a run, and a run batted in. Workhorse Mel Rosario, nursing a sore jaw and a tired body, had a well-deserved day off. But in the next series, Mel would be involved in a very nasty brawl in New Jersey, the Ugly Affair at Yogi Berra. Be sure to click the subscribe button to follow my wild and wacky journey with the Brockton Rox because more episodes are on the way. Thanks for watching.